All right, well, welcome back, guys. We have the Ford 4000 going back together. The new radiator's in, exhaust and intake manifold is bolted on. They're actually a unit together. 6 bolts hold both pieces on. Rebuilt carburetor is bolted back on. The new alternator. Water pump's on. We have power steering pump is, we went through that, put that back on. New filters in there, we got to secure that. The rocker assembly is back on. We're finishing up the 12 volt conversion. We're hoping to put the wheels back on tomorrow. So yeah, we're making pretty good progress. So I wanted to try to explain something real quick. So these are what is called your rocker arms. So these are your valve springs. There's an exhaust and intake valve on each cylinder. So this is a 4-cylinder, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's an exhaust and intake spring and valve on each cylinder. So these are called your push rods. These come up and go down, and that takes this rocker arm and pushes it and opens your valves depending on which one is coming up at which time. So there's a camshaft in every engine that is somewhere around in here, and it turns and there's lobes on it. And I actually have, this is a camshaft out of a bigger diesel engine that actually broke. Yeah, it kind of self-destructed. But anyways, I thought this would be a good example. So you can see your lobes right there. So as this thing spins, these lobes come up, they push the push rods up, which in turn pushes the valve spring open. So this has to be timed with the rotating of your engine. So these the valves have to open at the right time as your pistons come up and down. So then this is these are called this is called a feeler gauge set. And so we use the feeler gauges to set the tolerance of these rocker arms. So for this engine, we needed 15 thousandths between each rocker arm and the spring. So we had to turn it over to a certain spot, adjust a certain 2 or 3 of them or whatever it was, I can't even remember, roll it over again to a certain spot, check some more, roll it over again, and then we did the rest. Maybe it was even 4 times to get them all correct. So they call it running the overhead. So we ran the overhead, got all the clearances set. So that should be all good to go. The new spark plugs are all in. So yeah, it's going back together. But like I said, I just thought that was interesting, seeing this is a much bigger camshaft than what would be in this engine, but it's just interesting to see how that works. So again, as it comes around, these lobes push up on your push rods, which in turn open your valves. And this has to be timed with your crankshaft, which is what the pistons are connected to, which takes the pistons up and down. So kind of interesting. We're going to keep moving on it. Hopefully we can get it back together in the next day or two. So